All of the people in this support group had different types of living donor transplants, but you can get a deceased donor transplant as well.
That's right. I got my first transplant from a deceased donor. It lasted for almost 10 years.
I already signed up at the Driver's License Bureau to be a donor when I pass away. For Alfonso, what are the differences between getting a kidney from me or from a deceased donor?
That's an important question. There are two main types of kidney transplants. A living donor transplant happens when someone who is alive and healthy, a living donor, agrees to donate one of their kidneys to someone who has kidney failure, like you, Raina, if everything works out. A deceased donor transplant happens when someone who has generously decided to donate their kidneys has passed away, and a patient with kidney failure receives a kidney from them. People who are interested in a deceased donor transplant get on a transplant waiting list to wait for a matching kidney to come available. On average, kidneys from deceased donors last 10 to 15 years, while kidneys from living donors last longer, typically 15 to 20 years. Patients can do many things to help their kidney transplants last as long as possible. What's very important is not to miss or skip doses of medicines that prevent the kidney from failing. If their kidney does eventually fail over time, people go back on dialysis and often seek another transplant.
You said that you got a deceased donor transplant first. Why did you have to get two transplants?
I've had kidney disease since I was a kid. Since children get priority on the deceased donor waiting list, I was able to get a kidney transplant at 13 when my kidneys failed. That kidney lasted into my 20s. People like me often need 2 or 3 kidney transplants over their life. So my second transplant happened because of my brother, Rick. Rick didn't want to see me go back on dialysis again and wanted to be a living donor.
I didn't know one person could get multiple transplants in his or her lifetime.
Yeah, since my kidneys failed when I was young and kidney transplants don't last forever, I plan for several transplants and do what I can to keep my transplant working for as long as possible. After 5 years, it's so far so good. I hope this one lasts for a really long time.
I hope that for you as well.
Let me get a coffee and I can tell you more.